everybody. Adrian Fontes, Arizona Secretary of State. Welcome to Fridays with Fontes. How are you doing today? It's been a heck of a week. A heck fire of a week, if you ask some people. Lots of stuff going on. We are super excited to be with you. But, like we've done, I think, too many times, I've been traveling a bit. So, this Friday with Fontes is also pre-recorded. So, I don't know what Friday's going to look like, actually. But I do know that I want to keep bringing you good and solid information about what's going on in the world of the Secretary of State's office. And so I want to make sure that we get some information out. We've got our book recommendation for the week. We also have our bale of cotton, because one of the 5 C's isn't cactus, as we discussed last week. It's cotton. This bale comes from the Coolidge Chamber of Commerce, and so that's pretty awesome of them to give that to me on a visit out there. By the way, the Chambers of Commerce and the Small Business Development Corporations across the state of Arizona really focus in on small businesses. And if you go to Business One Stop, you can also find all of the functionality that you need from our Business Services Division on there. So we're working really hard to get Business One Stop to be that place where folks across greater Arizona, from Coolidge to Yuma, from Thatcher, all the way down to Sierra Vista, outside the greater Phoenix area, we want everybody to be able to have the same economic opportunities. And part of doing that is to bring our services to you. So Business One Stop is a great place to figure out the best ways to get your business started and do a lot of the functionality that you need to start your business. If you need some of the functions from the Secretary of State's office, that's a place to go. Business One Stop for Arizona is something that we're working on improving. And continuing to push forward. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. We've got some questions here. And also, what I wanted to do is congratulate some members of the Secretary of State's team on being or continuing to be CERA certified. What is CERA? CERA is a Certified Election and Registration Administrator. It is the one professional certification that you can get in the United States for folks who help run elections, voter registration, things of this nature. CERA is run from the Election Center and Auburn University. They work very closely together. You've got a great bunch of academics out there, including Kathleen Hale, Murphy Brown, Mitchell Brown, and plenty of other folks who do a lot of research and a lot of writing on elections and that sort of stuff at Auburn University. So we've got, I am CERA certified. I got my CERA certification many years ago. Keely Varvel, the Assistant Secretary of State, the Deputy Assistant Secretary of State, C. Murphy Abear, Lisa Mara, the State Election Director, Tonya Tennell, who is our Director of Innovation and Special Projects, Hope Olgain, who works in the Election Department. We stole her shamelessly from Maricopa County. She's great. Angie Cloutier, she works for us. Not actually here in the Phoenix office, but she helps with our security and whatnot. Renata Fisher, who came back into this administration, she had left the office for a while. We're so happy to have her back. She does great things. And Yolanda Morales, who also helps all of the counties with the average statewide voter registration system, are CERA certified here in this Secretary of State's office. So we've got a great number of people here who are awesome. And also, congratulations to Yolanda and Natalie Collins, our newest CERA graduate. Both Yolanda Morales and Natalie Collins just got their CERA certification. Again, that's from the National Association of Elections Officials, Election Center, and Auburn University. So congrats to Yolanda and Natalie for becoming CERA and the continuing CERAs that we have here, which again is the gold standard in Arizona. That having been said, several other spaces do enjoy support for election administrators. There's a group out of the Hubert Humphrey School, I think at Wisconsin, or is it Minnesota? I'm going to get in trouble for confusing the two. I think it's Minnesota. In any event, the Hubert Humphrey School up there has some stuff. And Arizona State University is just launching a Mechanics of Democracy lab. We did that launch last week on Friday in Los Angeles, in the space that used to house the old, I think it was the Post Examiner. What was the name of that newspaper that was owned by the the guy, the Rosebud guy from the movie. Anyway, it was a big newspaper in Los Angeles. Okay, book of the week. Jan Clear has this book. It's phenomenal, and it's called Amazing Girls of Arizona, True Stories of Young Pioneers. And this is, one of the things that I really love is the notion of stories about particularly pioneering women, because you see a lot, you got all those movies, the Cowboys and Indians, the mythologies, the Marlboro Man, all these kind of heroes. But a lot of the folks who really made it happen out here in Arizona were the women. And we've got to tell these stories. And I've got 3 daughters. I want to make sure that they know that isn't just, a space where, it was all really rough and tumble. There was some graceful strength out here in the West during those days. Not to mention predating those days with our indigenous populations. But this one, I think, is a really nice book. We borrowed this one from our archives and public records, the state library. Jan Clear, C-L-E-E-R. Am I pronouncing that right? Clear, or is it Cleary?
I think it's maybe Cleary.
Cleary, C-L-E-E-R-E. Jan Cleary. Amazing Girls of Arizona. It's got, it's a book for younger readers, and I think it's really phenomenal for younger folks to take a gander at and look into. So there we have it. Our cup for the week comes from our general counsel, and this has got like frogs and pterodactyls and dragons and Martians and stuff. I don't know. All right, let's get to the questions. Here we go. Is it true that North Carolina presidential election results could be announced before voting is completed in Arizona? I heard that on Jen Rubin's podcast today. Doesn't that seem like a bad thing? Here's the deal. If you're hearing election results on election day, you're only hearing what the media is projecting. Those aren't the official results. Okay? What happens is you get groups like the Associated Press and various other media groups, and they will make their best mathematical guess, and then they'll say, here's our projected winner, right? Pay attention to that projected winner. That doesn't mean that that's the person who won the state. It isn't until you get an official certification many days later in every single state in the union. It's going to take a long time. But when you have projected winners, everybody's like, oh, the race is over, the campaign's over, blah, blah, blah. And because of statistics and math, usually that's correct. But in some cases, it's not correct. Let me give you a great example. My own race for re-election in 2020 for Maricopa County Recorder. On election night, I was ahead by 100,000 votes in Maricopa County. That was huge. And we definitely thought we had done really well, and people were excited and hugging and stuff, and we were just like, it's not quite enough, right, to get past that statistical possibility that Stephen Richard was going to end up getting past me. And as the days went on, we saw that lead shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink, and it just barely, and it was like, 7 or 8 days later, it switched. And he ended up with more votes than I did at the end, by a tiny amount, but that was it. That's why when people call races, like maybe North Carolina's race, on election night, that's not the official results. Until you get certified official results, you don't have official results. So everybody can make their speculation. They can do their projected winners. You can pay attention to those, and they're great for drinking games and whatever, but that's not really the way it actually works here. Okay, what events do the Capitol host in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month? I don't know. I don't know of any events here at the Capitol for Hispanic Heritage Month. Do you guys?
No.
No? Do you, Amanda?
Not
no?
after Monday, yeah. Or
Not after Monday.
Sunday.
So we had El Grito here on Sunday night, which is the Consul General from Mexico was here at the state capitol waving the Mexican flag. There was a bunch of people there, and he did the grito, right, from Dolores Hidalgo. And then there's a very famous thing that happens all over Mexico. And in Mexico City, the president of the republic goes and does the grito, and they wave a big flag, and they have a good time. It's their Independence Day, September 16th. I don't know that there's a lot of stuff that we do here at the Capitol. Should we do more? I don't know. I think we should have a lot of parties at the Capitol. I honestly think we ought to be able to open up the Capitol for all kinds of amazing events. If it was up to me, and if my office was in charge of the Capitol Museum, we'd be doing a lot of fun stuff here at the Capitol. I mean, every single weekend we'd have programming down here because it's your state capitol. you should be able to enjoy it. It's a beautiful facility. There's a lot of great rooms. I mean, imagine your nonprofit organization having meetings in the state capitol occasionally, so you can do a tour and you can see what's in the museum and go down to the gift shop and enjoy the coffee shop and stuff. I'd love to have this as a much more public-facing space, but I don't run the state capitol museum or the state capitol grounds. But if I did, that's what I'd do. Okay, next question. What's the referendum petition signature requirement? Total votes versus ballots. Total votes versus ballots calculated. I don't understand what that means, but I can say this. The number of ballots required for a statutory change or a constitutional change is a little bit different. And once those organizations get those in, we do the analysis initially on the petitions to see if they've met that threshold, and then we send the signatures out to the counties to verify it. This year, we had way more signatures than any other Secretary of State office has ever had. And so kudos to all of the folks that we brought on board that ran through the traps on that stuff. And I will tell you, we had them working on Independence Day, weekends, 7 days a week. It was rough, folks. It was really rough. So first and foremost, I want to thank the team, not just in the elections department, but everybody across the institution who pitched in, from Library and Archives, from Business Services, from other state agencies. It was great teamwork going through there. Now, total votes versus ballots calculated, I don't know what that means either. I'm sorry, I may be misunderstanding this question, but in order to pass, you got to get 50% plus one, and I'm going to have to call Councilman Stanton back because we're still I'm sorry, he used to be a councilman. Congressman Stanton. Anyway, Greg, love you. Sorry I'm missing your call. So when you see this on Friday, you'll know it was for a good cause. All right, last question. When will we be able to get our voter guide pamphlet created by your office? This is from Leo from ASU. Well, first and foremost, we posted it last Friday on social media. So it is done. It is published. It is posted online. You can go to azsos.gov, azsos.gov, and you can find it on our website. We're going to link the link below. Is it like right about here? Should I go lower?
Yeah. Well, no, yeah,
or higher?
That's good.
Right about here?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see it. I don't know where the...
Wherever you point
Can
to.
you fit it? Can you fit it right between my hands?
Yes.
Maybe a little bit wider.
Like that? Awesome. So here's your link for you. You can check it out electronically. We mail them out to almost every household where there is a registered voter in Arizona, unless someone in the household has emailed us and said, please email it to us and save the state printing costs and postage. That's kind of how that whole thing works. So we're going to get you the information. If you don't already have it, it is on the website that you have seen in more or less this space right here on your screen. And I think that's just about it for this episode. Thank you for having us with you. We don't have any guests today, but we might have some guests next time around. I'm not really 100% sure, but I am certain that the pirate ship on this cup, this is a really interesting cup. I don't know how close we can get in on that, but there's a Bigfoot. Well, we don't have to. No, we don't have to. Don't bother. I mean, I appreciate the effort. But there's like this really cool sort of pagoda and like this weird dragon. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I'm Adrian Fontes, Arizona's Secretary of State. Happy to come to you every week with a little bit of a book recommendation, bit of Arizona trivia, and answer your questions. Don't forget, we will always be happy to answer your questions. Even if we can't understand them exactly, we'll give it a shot right here on Fridays with Fontes. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and watch your kids around water. Thanks.